Woo! What's going on, guys? Almost Form coming at you guys today with another video. In today's video, I'm going to talk about Week 5 matchup. The Detroit Lions going to the New England Patriots for the Week 5 matchup. This is the preview. Both teams at 1-3 in the basement. Both teams. Another road game that they must win. We don't win road games, to tell you the truth. So this is a game that they had to win. They have to win, man. This is the Aaron Glenn game. This is the Dan Campbell game. This is an everybody game. This is where we got to see if this team is just all talk or what, man. But let's get to the injury reports. With the Lions, it's very lengthy, even with the Patriots too. Wide receiver Quintez Cephas got a foot, no practice, he is out. Wide receiver DJ Chark got an ankle, no practice, out. That's 2 weeks in a row. Defensive lineman John Kaminsky again with a wrist, no practice, out. Defensive end Charles Harris, new. He's got a groin injury, no practice, out. That's big. Tackle Matt Nelson with a calf, no practice. He is out as well. And running back DeAndre Swift with a shoulder and that ankle, no practice, out as well. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 guys out. That's big time. And then we had a guard, Coyote Iwusuka, with a hamstring, limited practice. He's questionable. Linebacker Chris Board with a knee, limited practice, questionable too. Center Evan Brown, ankle, limited practice, questionable. Wide receiver Josh Reynolds, ankle, limited practice, questionable. Amon-Ra St. Brown, another wide receiver, ankle, limited practice. He's questionable as well. I'm kind of hearing maybe game time decision. They weren't too sure how well he was going to practice this week, and I know he was limited on Friday. So we'll see what happens. Game time decision, I'm guessing. Guard Jonah Jackson with a finger. Had a full practice, but he's still labeled questionable. So it looks like he's going. Tackle Taylor Decker with a knee, full practice, looks like he's going too as well. Tight end TJ Hawkinson with a hip, full practice, he's going. Center Frank Ragnow, foot, full practice, he is going as well. So a lot of injuries, a lot of questions, but we should see more of these guys in there. Now to the Patriots. Defensive end Lawrence Guy with a shoulder, did not practice, he is out. Defensive end DeMarcus Mitchell, concussion, did not practice, he's out as well. Quarterback Brian Hoyer with a concussion as well, IR, I think. Tight end Jonnu Smith, ankle, limited practice, he is doubtful. Quarterback Mac Jones, their starter, has an high ankle sprain, limited practice, doubtful as well. So can't see those two guys going at all. If they're doubtful, they're not going. Safety Kyle Duggar has a knee, limited practice, questionable. Middle linebacker Waquan McMillan got a thumb, limited practice, questionable. Wide receiver Jacoby Myers, knee, limited practice, questionable. Cornerback Jalen Mills, hamstring, did not practice, but still got the questionable tag. DB Adrian Phillips, more of a safety, ribs, limited practice, questionable. And then offensive tackle Isaiah Wynn with a hip, limited practice, questionable as well. And then the Lions, and some Lions news, Lions waived kicker Austin Seibert. They did sign kicker Michael Badgley to the practice squad, who has kicked for the Chargers. I think he kicked a bunch of points this year or last week for the Chicago Bears. And then we took him off the practice squad. He's not a great kicker by any stretch. He had a maybe one really nice year with the Chargers a few years back. Then that's about it. We got some guys coming up. I think Tom Kennedy's going to be playing. Demetrius Taylor, a defensive tackle out of Appalachian State. Going to see what goes on with him. Looks like he's going to be playing a little bit of defensive end in this defense. So he's a big DN, but he has done it in college. So there's going to be some shuffling around. Now let's go to this Patriots roster. It looks like quarterback Bailey Zappi, the 6th-round rookie, is going to get the nod on this game. He was playing okay against the Green Bay Packers last week. A lot of 3-and-outs though, but he did go like 10 for 15. He comes from a school where he was throwing the ball all over the place. So he is the 6th-string third. He's a 6th-round 3rd-string starter who's going to be starting this game. And my God, they can't make this kid look like a superstar. And I have a feeling it could happen. And then Mac Jones and Brian Hoyer. Hoyer was on the IR, and Mac Jones has the D tag. He's doubtful that he won't be going. Running back Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson are 2 pretty good running backs. Pierre Strong Jr., another rookie who hasn't really gotten into the mix. Wide receivers, man, they got a couple decent ones. Nelson Aguilar, Devontae Parker. Both Both can have big games. They're a little bit inconsistent through their NFL career, though. Jacoby Myers, Kendrick Bourne, a couple guys that can run well. Then Lil Jordan Humphrey, and then Matthew Slater, more of a special team guy. Then tight end Hunter Henry, Jonnu Smith. He's on the doubtful side too. Doesn't look like he's going, so it'll be Hunter Henry. Don't know if they called anybody up. The O-line, left tackle Trent Brown, right tackle Isaiah Wynn, who's a little bit banged up right now, but looks like he's going, got that hip injury. And then left guard Cole Strong, who is a rookie. And then right guard Mike Onwenu, who is the right guard. Then center David Andrews. So not a bad offense, nothing special. We will talk about what they can do though, and whether they can do well. Now onto the Patriots D lineman, defensive end Dietrich Wise Jr. and defensive end Matthew Judon. Two guys who can get to the quarterback. They do cause some problems. I think Judon has a sack in each game this year with 4, and Wise has like 2 or 3 sacks on the year too. So two guys who can get to the quarterback. The defensive tackle Christian Barmore, another high draft pick from Alabama, more of a run stuffer, but has a little giddy up to the quarterback as well. Defensive tackle Davon Gacho, defensive end John Uchi, defensive tackle Danielle Ekuali, and then defensive tackle Carl Davis Jr. Then linebacker, nothing really special here. Jawan Bentley, probably their best linebacker. Jelani Tavai is a starter over there. You remember him from the Detroit Lions. Mark Wilson Sr., Waquan McMillan, and then Anthony Jennings kind of rounds off their linebacking core. They kind of bring guys in and out of that unit. And then the DBs, safety, and Devin McCourty, cornerback Jonathan Jones, safety Adrian Phillips, cornerback Miles Bryant, and then cornerback Jack Jones is a rookie. I believe he had a pick 6 last week against Aaron Rodgers. So look out for that guy. Safety Jabril Peppers, an ex-Michigan Wolverine. And then quarterback Jalen Mills, played for the Eagles before. Safety Kyle Duggar. And then safety Joshua Bledsoe, who we might see. He's been hurt. And then safety Cody Davis. So let's just kind of go over on our offense, okay? Our Lions offense versus their defense. Now, they don't have a good defense. What they do well is they play the pass decently, like especially yards against. They give up 211 yards against through the air. That puts them at number 10. We have the number 5 passing offense in the NFL that we throw for 272.8 yards a game. We're 5th. So, I'm not too concerned. We have the edge there. They have a couple playmakers on that D line that can get to the quarterback. You're gonna have to stymie those guys. Have full faith in Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell should kind of stop those guys from getting in, but they can get to the quarterback. And the one thing they're not good at either, they can't stop the run. The New England Patriots, they give up 135.8 yards per game. That puts them at 26, and we are the best running team in the NFL. Rush yards were 6, 164 yards a game that we rush. So we got the edge there. We should be able to run all over these guys. It shouldn't be a problem. No, we score the most points at 35 points, right on the nose, and they give up 24.5, which puts them at 22. And we should be able to score on these guys. And then our third down conversion, we're 37.7, puts us at 18th, a little bit below average. And they stop guys at 46.3% on third downs, which puts them at 28. So we have the edge there. We have the edge offensively over their guys defensively. It shouldn't be a problem. Goff should be able to pick apart this defense. Should be able to go after the corners, should be able to go after the linebackers, all those guys. The only guys I'm really truly worried about on that Patriots defense is guys like Wise and Matthew Judon, who can get to the quarterback. They can cause a lot of problem. Christian Barmore is pretty good up the middle too as well. I'm not afraid of their linebackers. Bentley's pretty good. He's kind of more of a tackling machine, Bentley. And they don't have any crazy good DBs. McCourty's still playing at a high level. Good safety. Jonathan Jones is up there too as a good corner too. But they got that kid that had the return last week for the pick 6. What's his name? Jack Jones, the rookie. So they got a couple of guys, but I'm not too overly concerned about their defense, especially against our offense, which we have an explosive, crazy offense. Now it comes down to their offense versus our defense. And our defense is the worst defense on the planet. Historically, they have a shot to be one of the worst if this keeps up. Total yards, they're 359 total yards. We give up 455.5 yards, so they have us there. Passing yards, they throw for 212.8. They're not a great passing team, even though they have two guys that I like, Nelson Aguilar and Devontae Parker. Two guys are very inconsistent in their NFL careers, but they can explode at any minute now. So they can have bad games or they can have a really good game. There's no really in between with these two guys. Parker has, he used to play on the Miami Dolphins. He would have a big game and then a bad game. Same with Aguilar when he was kind of bouncing around from, I believe he played for the Eagles and then maybe played for the Raiders. I think it was the Raiders. And, he's a big play guy. They go deep to Aguilar quite a bit. Devontae Parker's more of the physical guy. And I'm sure Okuda, I'm sure they're going to try to do what they did last week. Flip it around. Try to find who can cover who. Because Okuda was never really on Metcalf for the full game, and then Warrior was never really on Lockett. They were kind of flipped back and forth. I think Aguilar right now is having the better year, they by a little bit, but Parker can kill you too. He's a big physical wide receiver. So I think they're going to switch it up to see what they can find comfortable. But they should be able to stop that passing game. And it just all depends on the D-line too, right? So because what they do well is that Patriots offense, they run the ball well. Like I said, 128.5 yards per game puts them at 10. We are 165.5 against, so we're 30th. So this team is going to try to gash us with Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson, who's a bulldog. And both those guys can catch balls out of the backfield too. It's not like they're just one-dimensional. They can do a lot of good things to your defense, and they don't use anybody else besides Harris and Stevenson. So you got to key on those. You got to try and stop those guys. The key in this defense is you got to stymie their run game. The run game is very good, and you're going to have to beat them up in the run game. There's going to be some different personnel in there. I don't know. They're going to switch up schemes. I don't know what this team's going to do, but it's going to be interesting. I'm nervous about this game. I'm nervous about Stevenson and Harris going off. I'm nervous about Bailey Zappi throwing the ball all over the field. I'm nervous that it's in Foxborough. It's in New England. We can't. It's going to be a tough game. We're going to have to stop that run game, and we're going to have to get into Bailey Zappi's face. He's not a big kid by any stretch. He's going to be starting. He's 6th-round rookie. They can't lose to this guy. So they got to be smart, and they got to attack. The play under control on defensively. I'm not worried about this offense, what our offense can do. Our offense is doing wonders. I'm worried about what our defense is going to do against a 6th-round rookie. And it makes me nervous. And my prediction of this game, I'm picking the Lions to lose this football game. I really am. And it's not that I want to. I just don't like it that it's in New England. I don't like it that we're going up against Belichick. He will exploit the weaknesses on this team, and he knows how to do it. He is a defensive guy. Right, he is a defensive guy, so he's going to have to come with a good game plan to stop our offense. But he knows football all around, and he's going to do some things. And there's no real offensive coordinator over there in New England. It's Matt Patricia, I think, is running the show, but he's got like 3 or 4 of the guys: Evan Rothstein, Joe Judge. They got Tyler Hughes. They got a bunch of guys that kind of run the offense, but I think it goes through Matt Patricia. So that's another thing too. We're playing Patricia. Patricia's going to want to he's going to want to put the ball down our throats. Obviously, he was our head coach for 2.5 years. We lose to him, it'll be just a kick in the nuts, like always. And then if they lose to him and then Zappi and that offense put up 30-plus points, they only average 18.5 points a game. That puts them at 23rd, the Patriots. If they go over 20, they go over 25. Just say they go over 25. I'll give them a little bit of leeway because they're so bad. They go over 25, heads got to roll. Stuff has to happen. Stuff has to happen. So I'm calling the game 33-30, New England Patriots. I hope I'm dead wrong. I hope the Lions put up 50 and they only put up maybe 20, 25 points or something. But this is a big game for Detroit. It's a game. It's a huge game for both teams. Both teams are 1-3. They can't really afford to lose. Lions can't afford to lose going into the bye. They have to go into that bye 2-3. And then the Patriots themselves, they can't afford to lose this game. So, and it's in Foxborough, so gives them the edge. If it was in Detroit, I'd probably pick them, even though, I picked them last week to beat Seattle, and we all saw what happened there. But that's it, guys. That's the video. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for paying attention. I appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button at the bottom right. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. Get all my videos. Don't forget to like, comment, share this out. What's your prediction, guys, man? I got the Lions losing this game, man, and it's going to be huge if they do. Go Lions, one pride, baby. Boom.